Hey everybody, NecroVMX here, and this is the My PS2 Games video. I wanted to do this because I was trying to come up with ideas of videos to put up in the interim while I'm not doing commentary videos. Those of you who were wondering about that, I will be returning to that. Sorry, I'm just tidying up here a little. I will be returning to that on Monday, so there will be videos every day other than the Stephen King videos, just not commentary videos, So keep that in mind. I want to keep that over there. So I figured I did this for the DS games. Actually, somebody asked for that. I did this for GameCube games, which actually led to me becoming a GameCube game collector. I also have a lot of PlayStation 2 games, and whenever I go to a store, whether it's GameStop or Walmart, or my preferred choice these days is Play and Trade, because there's one right near me. I always check out the PlayStation 2 games because it's probably one of the greatest systems ever, and I think that out of the four systems, well six really, because you count the handhelds, that they're still making games for: PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Wii, DS, Xbox 360, and PlayStation Portable. I think the PS2 is the best of them all in terms of its overall library and the amount of fun that I've had with it and continue to have with it. A lot of people think the PlayStation 2 is a dead system. It's not true. You just don't hear about new games coming out too often, but they are coming. A lot of the games for the Wii are sort of quietly also being released for PlayStation 2. Games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up, Ghostbusters, the Wii version is on the PlayStation 2, and most recently Silent Hill Shattered Memories. And they're often released at a cheaper price than on the Wii. So if you have a Wii and a PlayStation 2, and you don't really care about the features of the Wii, the motion controls and whatnot, you might actually find the same games for cheaper on PS2. So anyway, I wanted to show off my PS2 games, and I will warn you that I am a very big fan of music games. Obviously, the past 3 days, I've filled the gap with videos of Lego Rock Band. Recently I've been playing also Guitar Hero Van Halen. So, I'm a big fan of music games. I actually have 2 stacks here, and a little less than half of my games for PlayStation 2 are, in fact, music games, what people have also called rhythm games. It's part of the reason I bought the system. But anyway, first I'm going to start with the non-rhythm games, and I'm just going to show you what games I have for the system. A lot of these still do have stickers on it because I'm not a collector of PlayStation 2 games. I'm just a gamer of PlayStation 2 games. So I don't bother to take the stickers off most of the time. A couple of these have interesting stories behind them, and there's a couple that are in generic cases and one that's in the wrong case. It's sort of a funny story, which you guys, if you've been following the channel for a long time, you might have been familiar with in one of my GameStop rants. Anyway, let's show it off. Here's actually one of the games that was the reason I bought the PlayStation 2, but it took me a really long time to get a copy. This is Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, also known as Breath of Fire 5 Dragon Quarter. Really, really underrated game. One of the best RPGs that I've played on the PlayStation 2, simply because it's so unique and so strange, which is ironically part of the reason that a lot of people don't like it. This cost me $8. I can see from the sticker. I was looking for it for a long time. By the time I got the PlayStation 2, this was already out of print. It didn't do very well, and it sort of killed the series. There haven't been any Breath of Fire games since, although Capcom has sort of coyly been hinting that they might revisit the series at some time in the future. Actually, I was at GameStop looking through PlayStation 2 games, and my friend Brandon, who you've seen in videos previously, found this and started waving it around. Hey, look what I found! And I was like, "You give me that, you friggin', expletive, racial slur." So, Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter, Devil May Cry. You're gonna find that I'm a big Capcom fan. The stuff that isn't like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, most of it is Capcom stuff. See, that's 2 Capcom games already. Devil May Cry is a sort of similar to Castlevania in the way it plays. Very good game. I got this, much later than, most people had. It only cost me $6. I actually bought it at the same time as the next one, Devil May Cry 2. A lot of people really don't like this one. I don't mind it. It's, not as amazing as the first one, but it's still fun. This one cost me $7. So, here's more Capcom stuff. These are all out of order here. I got two of these that are in generic cases here. Mega Man X7 and Mega Man X8. I'm a huge fan of Capcom, and I'm a huge fan of Mega Man. And these were some of the first games that I got for PlayStation 2. X7 cost me $10, and X8 cost me $15. X7 actually isn't all that good. Not only is it in a generic case, but the case is in really bad condition, which is a shame. And it's all fucked up, like the disc is on the wrong side. The disc itself, though, if you look at it, it's a little dirty, and but it's in good shape. So it's kind of ironic that happened. X8 is better, but they're still not as good as 1 through 6. I didn't even get instruction manuals with them. Kind of lame, kind of weak. It was before I really wanted to stop bothering with these cases, but hence the breaks. Here's two games that you know I'm a big fan of. I actually did videos on them that showed off the what PlayStation 2 emulation looks like now. It's actually improved since I made those videos. But anyway, here we have Castlevania Lament of Innocence, which cost me $13. And here we have... See, I don't very often pay much for games. And Castlevania Curse of Darkness, which also cost me... this one cost me $15. Those are two really good games. I'd say I prefer Lament of Innocence for its story, but Curse of Darkness more for its gameplay. This is Transformers the game. I haven't played this a whole lot. I am a fan of Transformers, but not really so much a fan of this game. This one was a gift, and I played it a couple of times, and I've tried to like it because it's Transformers, but it seems that they haven't managed to really make a decent Transformers game. I mean, you saw my video of Convoy no Nazo on the Famicom Disk System, and then the sequel, which was a little tolerable, but still ridiculous. I'm not a fan of this one. I did the Beast Wars on Nintendo 64. That was terrible. Have they made a good Transformers game? I don't know. This is the very first game that I got for PlayStation 2. This is Dragon Quest VIII, which is subtitled Journey of the Cursed King. And this one comes, you can tell it's heavier right away. This one comes with a demo for Final Fantasy XII, which is actually a pretty decent game, although I don't have it. Really cool game. If you remember my top 10 RPGs list, I put this at number 1. So that's definitely worth checking out. If you own a PlayStation 2 and you don't own that game, it's still very common. I bought this new, and I think I must have bought it at Walmart or anything because it didn't have a sticker or any residue or anything on it, so I don't know how much I paid for it. Soul Calibur 3 in a generic case is the only way I could find it at the time. Ironically, since then, I found it all over the place with the original case. So that's kind of annoying. $18 it cost me. A lot of people don't like this as much as Soul Calibur 1 and 2. I actually like it more. It's a little bit harder and it's a little bit more deep. I'm very big into fighting games. You'll see a lot of fighting games on here. Funny story, I got this at GameStop, and I didn't even get home when I realized that they had put the wrong disc in. They had put Soul Calibur 2. I already have Soul Calibur 2 on GameCube, which is actually better than the PlayStation 2 version. So I brought it back, and they were like, well, do you have a receipt? And I was like, dude, I was here like 2 minutes ago. What the fuck? So, of course they exchanged it, and I got the right game. James Bond 007 Nightfire. Notice Agent Under Fire isn't here. I didn't get that because I had it on GameCube already. As a matter of fact, I think I have this one on GameCube. Do I have Nightfire on GameCube? I got my list of GameCube games here. But that's under J for James Bond. I forget whether I have that for GameCube or not. No, F, G, H. Yeah, I have all the James Bond games for GameCube except for From Russia with Love. So this, I have 2 copies of it on 2 different systems. This cost me $7. Pretty good game. This is Everything or Nothing, another James Bond game. I also have it on GameCube. Cost me $10. I think I had this one. This and Nightfire I had first on PlayStation 2, and then later, when I started collecting GameCube games, I got it on the GameCube. Here's From Russia with Love. I think I bought the three of these together, which is kind of funny. This one's $10. This is the only James Bond game to star Sean Connery. I'm sorry, Sean Connery. So, here's another James Bond game. This is Quantum of Solace. Out of all the versions of Quantum of Solace, there was one on PS2, which a lot of people didn't realize. There was one on PS3 and Xbox 360. There's one on the Wii, and there's one on the DS. I actually like this one the best. It's the most fun. It's kind of a short game, but, it's a lot of fun, and the graphics are very good for a PS2 game. Gameplay is much more solid than the 360 and the PlayStation 3 ones. The Wii one might be identical to this one. I don't know. A lot of the Wii games are identical to PS2 games. I'm not sure. But I think I bought this at Walmart. No, actually, I bought this at Target. I remember now because there's no sticker on it.